3, 2, 1, start. Apart from challenging the validity of sections 7 and 8 of the Demonetization Act, the petitioners are also aggrieved by the orders passed under the Demonetization Act declining to pay them the exchange value of the demonetized notes held by them. The reasons for this refusal vary from case to case, and the petitioner's contention in this regard will be dealt with separately. As the Parliament was not in session, the President promulgated the High Court Denomination Bank Notes (Demonetization) Ordinance 1978, which came into effect on 16th January 1978. It is not necessary to refer to the terms of the ordinance because with the enactment to the Demonetization Act, the ordinance stands repealed. The Act, which received the assent of the President on 30th March 1978, was given retrospective effect from 16th January 1978. The high denomination notes, which were sought to be demonetized by the Act, were the bank notes of the value of 1000 rupees, 5000 rupees, and 10,000 rupees, which had been issued by the Reserve Bank of India. Section 3 of the Demonetization Act provided that the high denomination bank notes shall cease to be legal tender. According to the respondents, the effect of the aforesaid provisions was that the high denomination notes ceased to be legal tender with effect from 16th January 1978, but the high denomination notes could be exchanged within the period stipulated in sections 7 and 8 of the Demonetization Act, provided other conditions mentioned therein were satisfied. The first contention raised by Sri Bobde was that, notwithstanding the provisions of the Demonetization Act, the holders of the high denomination notes were entitled to obtain exchange value of those from the Reserve Bank of India. It was contended that the provisions of the Reserve Bank of India Act 1934 hereinafter referred to as the RBI Act made it obligatory for the Reserve Bank to give the exchange value in respect of the bank notes which had been issued by it, notwithstanding the fact that the said notes may have ceased to be legal tender. It was submitted that according to Section 3 of the Demonetization Act, the high denomination notes were to cease to be legal tender in payment or on account at any place. According to Mr. Bobde, this and the other provisions of the Demonetization Act did not prohibit the Reserve Bank of India from discharging its statutory liabilities and obligations under the provisions of the RBI Act. It was faintly suggested by Mr. Bobde that in any event there was an implied obligation on the part of the bank to exchange the high denomination notes for other currency. Such a question had arisen before the Bombay High Court in the case of J.M. D'Souza versus Reserve Bank of India AIR 1946 Bombay 510. That case arose pursuant to demonetization of certain high currency notes on the promulgation of Ordinance 3 of 1946. It was sought to be contended in that case that D. Horse Section 39 of the holder had a right to receive payment in lieu of the high denomination notes. The Bombay High Court held that the mode of satisfying an obligation of the bank had been expressly provided for under Section 39 of the RBI Act, and therefore it could not be assumed that the bank had any other implied obligation to pay. The Bombay High Court also held that this statutory method of discharge contained in Section 39 of the RBI Act had stood modified by the Demonetization Ordinance. Stop.